In this video we'll demonstrate how you can go about adding a chart control to a Dialog component. So you can see here we have the Dialog component builder open, and now in the list of available Dialog controls you'll see chart. So we'll click on chart and add a new chart control. We'll just give this chart an ID of say C1, and that puts the chart on the Dialog right now, and the chart width is set to a default of 4 inches and 4 inches, and then we can go ahead and start defining the chart. So before we define the chart though, we can define data series that the chart will be using to display. So I can go now to properties, and in the properties section here I'm going to see data series, and I'm going to go here and define a new data series. I'll call that series 1, and then let's go and edit this series now to actually specify what data this series is going to return. So the series can be created from a list of static data, or by doing a SQL query, a SQL cross-section query, a DBF or a DBF cross-section, custom, which is your own XBasic function that returns series, or JavaScript, which is a JavaScript function that returns a bunch of series values. So we'll be discussing all of these different series types in subsequent videos, but for now I'm going to just choose a static series. So we'll open up the series, the static series builder, and now I just need to type in a list of values that represent the data points for my series. So a series can be just a simple list, as it would be in this case over here, say a bunch of values, or a series can actually be complex where there actually are sub-series. So if you look at this list over here, you can see that there's actually 2 series that are being defined at once. The first column here represents sales, and the second column here represents the region for which that sales amount occurred. So for example, in this example over here we have sales of $234 for Boston and $175 for Cleveland. So let's go and make our own static series here. So we'll call this, say, sales and region, and I'll go there and say 10 for the east, and 15 for the west, and 20 for the south, and 5 for the north. So now I've gone ahead and I've defined a series, and then let's just click OK. So, and then click OK again. Now, so you can see here it says that series 1 is a static series, and it has 2 sub-series, one called sales and one called region, and there could be as many sub-series as you wanted defined all as part of this single static series. Or I could have defined 2 separate series, one for sales and one for region, but in this case it's just much easier to do a single static series that returns sales and region. So now let's go back to our control and click on chart definition, and now we can choose all the different aspects of our chart. So if we open up this drop down here, we can see that there are a large number of different chart types that you can choose from, and we'll go through several of these different types in subsequent videos. But for now let's just choose the pie chart, and now let's choose the data for the pie chart. So when we click on this smart field here, we bring up the data series selector. A pie chart is based on a single series, so we'll just go there and add, and there's our series right now, series 1, and then I'm going to choose sales. So that's the series of values that we're going to be plotting in our pie over there, and then click OK. And then our categories are going to come from the region. So now we've chosen categories over there, and the data label that we would like to apply for each one of these categories, we'd like to choose, we could choose any expression that we want, but I'd like to insert, say, chart.category, which is going to give me the category label. So now if I go ahead and preview my chart, you can see what I have is my pie chart there with the labels east, west, north and south. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video.